Hello there everyone, my name's Kirk Plaisance, and today I'm excited to walk you guys through a new app that I found, Puppet Pals 2. Now Puppet Pals 2 has been around for quite some time. I've just never got a chance to use it. And I found that it seems like it's going to be a game changer for allowing small groups and my elementary students to kind of build their own cartoons and animated shorts to teach us in health class about everything from nutrition to exercise and all the other things that we want to do. Let's just jump right in. Now, first, before we get started, let's check out the tutorial. You click the bottom left here, and it brings up a quick 11-page tutorial. As you can see, Shakespeare is sharing that all the world's a stage, and he's going to show us what that's all about. First, you'll choose a location to play. That's exciting. Now, we're not going to have all the locations and all of the characters today, as we're just using the free version, but I'll throw you through all the different options that I possibly can. And then next, you'll fill with your actors. There are only a few actor selections that we have access to, but there are tons, probably hundreds of different actors that are in the process here. You can also mix and match different heads with bodies. As you can see with Mark Twain on a ballerina, it is quite funny, many of the things that you can do. You can even use the photo option over here to the left and take a picture of yourself or a picture in your library to make a more personal actor, if you will. And looking here, all you gotta do is speak loudly into the mic. We'll show you that, and the mouth will move. You can pose the limbs by dragging the arms and legs either way and how you want to do that. And last but not least, you can drag by touching the body or the head and moving the characters all around. There's a tons of different animals and vehicles to ride. We're only given two options in the free version: a horse and a police ride. But I'll show you those as we get to those as well. And if you drag your character up on top of the animal or vehicle, they will begin to ride. Here you go. You can personalize, like I said, with the camera, and it will come out with a great picture of you. Now, to use the controls up in the top right, that's how we're going to do the recording of our movie and to be able to save it. And if you'd like to show that and save it for later, there's also a save feature. Last but not least, in the tutorial, there are some pictures and it says the possibilities are endless. So let's get started by first pressing the play button up here in the top left. Now, before we do that, let's hit the options. As you can see, it's set up for a grown-up screen, so we're going to go with our code as it says 567. But you can add talking mouths, you can increase the sensitivity back and forth, as well as sound effects back and forth, and the location auto scroll, which that's kind of how you move across each one of the backgrounds. And obviously the background music. There is a teacher's guide and some credits. As you can see, if you'd like to have some lesson ideas and create your own videos, it kind of shows you some of the ways that this can actually help out in your classroom. It does remind us to speak up loudly to make sure that those noises are picked up correctly. And this is kind of cool. You can actually import pictures of, say, your favorite actor or athlete or something like that and kind of make them on the screen. So if we're doing something healthy, we might pick our local sports team or maybe some creative people we know like superheroes. And then obviously save and share. But let's get right into it. We'll hit this play button and get started. Now this first section here is the backgrounds. Now for the selection for us today, I think we will probably take this scene over here in the left and check out what it is. So it looks like a scene maybe in England. As you can see, we can scroll right and left and kind of just see the whole picture. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this one, so I'm going to go back and just give us a second option. And let's throw us in the pyramid scene. Now, there you go. That is much more like it. As you can see, the Sphinx and some great Egyptian pyramids, and I'm assuming that's the Nile. So let's bring in our actors first. And so if you click this, these are the actors that are available. As you can see, all the blurry ones, which you can kind of make out, are some really famous characters like a mermaid, a caveman, an astronaut, but some people like Vikings and so on and so forth are here. I'm going to pick for our video to start, we will pick Abraham Lincoln, and we will pick Shakespeare as well. You know what? Let's get the cowboy, let's get the ballerina, and the boy and girl. Let's just get them all out there. And as you can see, as you grab, you can drag them up and down the horizon. And you'll also see that as I'm holding it down, his mouth is moving. If you hold two of them down, both of their mouths will move. As you can see, I've got the young boy and the cowboy, moving them back and forth. And let's take the cowboy for a walk on the Egyptian side this way, and it will scroll back around, as you can see. And then we can move our legs, we can move our arms back and forth, and we can turn him around by kind of getting him moving in this direction now. Moving up, as we can see, he shrinks as we go up the skyline and back. Let's add a ride. Now, there's only 2 rides, so we'll just bring both of them out in here for us today. The first one is a horse, and rightfully so, the cowboy will go on that. And then we have a police car, and let's put Abraham Lincoln inside the police car. So, as you can see, they can still talk inside, and we'll just get Abraham driving around. Now, you can set up this story in many different ways, but we could have him chatting, Abraham Lincoln, with the young students here about crossing the street and about some other, possible safety situations that we do in our health class. Now, let's see the last few options here before we head on out. If you click the child icon, as you can see, I've added my daughter's picture in here from the pictures, and you can kind of hit these roll of the dice to change the body. And if you hit the top one, obviously it's going to change the head. But we're going to want to keep her head there, and I'm going to put her obviously on that ballerina. And as you can see, it brings up where you have to purchase the rest of these. And I believe this is the add your own photos. This is $1.99. And as you scroll down, you can see all the other additions, so on and so forth. The Royal and the Salty, the Civil Rights, Martin Luther King. It looks like Benjamin Franklin for American. And there are just so many options. There's some athletes there. And so we'll skip that version there and get on out and just bring in a funny picture. There you go. And it looks like the young boy is kind of a ballerina now, which is quite interesting. And last but not least, we can change the music. Right now, we're in Egypt, so we have an Egyptian sound. But let's bring on, say, one of Abraham Lincoln's friends, George Washington's sound. We can move over to a silly sound, a snow sound, or no sound at all. Let's go back to, say, Theodore Roosevelt. Now, with that, you can see we're moving his body, his mouth is moving. And if we hit the record button up here, we are now going to start our scene. And we can have the young man tell the young lady to let's walk this way. Say, we're going to go this way. And we're going to take a walk together. By using 2 hands, we can get that to scroll back and forth, and we can just talk. You should eat your Wheaties, and you should exercise. Up here, we are now going to start our scene. And we can have the young man tell the young lady, so let's walk this way. If you like it, hey, we're going to go this way. You have to give it a title. And we're going to take a walk together. By using two hands, we can get that to scroll back. And hit save. And that is basically your tutorial for today, with the limited things that we have without purchasing all the extras. But this is a great app that we're going to continue to try and dig in even further and hopefully use in our classroom to allow the kids to expand their imagination and their creativity. Thank you, guys.